What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 5 of my Final Fantasy VII Remake Hard Mode Guide. So here we are in the train graveyard. I am going to show you how to deal with the new enemies that you encounter in the front of it, the Crypts, little worm maggot things. You probably remember them from when you played through on New Game. And then I'm going to show you how to deal with the ghosts inside of the train warehouse. And then we're going to take on Mr. Ghoul himself. So it should be fun. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so here we are with our first encounters with a new enemy called Crypts. They're like little mantis bug. They got these creepy faces too. I don't like them. I don't like them. So we're gonna go ahead. As you can see, they are weak against ice, which means Aerith is going to have a field day with these fools. And go ahead and have Cloud.
It's your turn.
Good. They like to go inside the door there for some reason. There you are, Cloud. Welcome to the party. And I've noticed if you try and triple slash with with Cloud inside of the building, he'll like bug out sometimes. But yeah, they're as easy as that. Just junction ice to all of your weapons and shoot them with Blizzard, or drop a Sorcerer's Storm on them. I do Sorcerer's Storm because they're really not that scary. They do have like a grab move that like gnaws on you. The main thing is they come in big groups. You're gonna see another big group here coming up in a second. Here comes more. There's one particular mob I just want to show you guys how to deal with, because it is a good amount of the Crypts. So of course, just triple slash. They'll have were-rats around here too, but you guys already know how to deal with were-rats. That's not a problem. The only bad thing about were-rats is if they summon some, and it's not really bad, but you just got to stand there killing a whole bunch of them. It takes extra time. So there you are, guys. That's how you deal with Crypts. Just go ahead and use that old Sorcerer's Storm and triple slash combination, and they'll die. So I'll see you guys when we take on our first ghosts. Okay guys, once you get inside of the train station, don't run up to where Aerith is just yet. Stop for a second, go into your Materia. Should just do it like this. And swap all of your ices out for fire, because we're going to be using them for the rest of the time here in the warehouse. And go ahead and just run up here. I'll go through one or two mobs of ghosts just so you can see the general strategy, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just blow them up with fire. Alright, so as soon as it starts, let's go ahead and triple slash. Switch over to Tifa. Get a nice Omnis Strike in there. Get hit in the face with a fireball. Okay, and then when it does that, we're just going to go ahead, and we can probably just use our staff attack when it's that low. And there you are. We'll go over one more of these, and then I'm sure after that you'll get the general idea, and then we can just go ahead and skip right to the Ghoul. Oh, and these, don't worry about these guys. It's just 3 of them. You can take them out pretty easily using fire anyway. Like, you don't need Blizzard for them. Let's go ahead and I only said use Blizzard at the beginning because they're, right before the warehouse, every enemy in that area is weak against ice, so you might as well use it. But in here, the ghosts are definitely more scary than these things are. There we go.
I found you.
Alright, and here's another mob. This is just the two ghosts that pop out of the locker there for Aerith. Just again, with how close she is, we might be able to get away with this. And then have Cloud, as he will do in 90% of the fights against trash enemies, triple slash. Actually, we got enough. Let's get fancy. Let's do Disorder to get into Punisher. And then now that we are in Punisher, triple slash. And go ahead, have Aerith lob a little bit of fire at them. And triple slash. There we go. So that's the general idea with ghosts. You want to try, right now have Aerith around 116 MP, and that is without any upgrades. She doesn't have any MP up, so she's maxed. And just in general, don't really waste too much if you can help it on them. You can always use Soul Drain too if you end up using like a lot of ice out in the front courtyard area, because you are going to want to have a okay bit for the two boss fights we have coming up here. Hey guys, here we are just outside of the room where the Ghoul boss fight takes place. I'm going to go over what materia and gear I am using, and then I'm going to talk a little bit of tactics. And by the way, again, make sure you're upgrading your weapons. By my count, we should have six manuscripts for Cloud, 3 for Barrett, 3 for Tifa, and 6 for Aerith. If I'm incorrect on that, someone feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will add a correction to the edits and errors comment. So yeah, the Ghoul. This fight isn't too bad. Really, the main thing with it is making sure your teammates don't get themselves killed. And as you're going to see in our equipment, it reflects wanting to make a very durable party. So for starters, we have Cloud with Twin Stinger, Chain Bangle, and Healing Carcanet. His materia is Time, Barrier, ATB Assist, Steadfast Block, HP up, Skill Master, First Strike, and Magnified Junctioned to Healing. So he is in his usual healing / off tank. His health's a little bit lower because as you're going to see, we are using a whopping 5 HP up materias, which is pretty much all of the ones I have. So I have some of the lower level ones I don't really use like that are breaking out here, because yeah, you really got to make sure your teammates stay alive, and they do not do a good job of that in this fight. But anyway, so Tifa is working with Leather Gloves, Force Bracelet, and Champion Belt. For materia, she has Fire Junctioned to Elemental on her weapon, Steadfast Block, Skill Master, Chakra, HP up, Revival, and Time. So yeah, the boss is weak to fire, so she's going to just punch it with fire. And all of this is meant to just give her a little bit of ATB, regen, healing, more durability, and health. And it's really important to keep her alive because she's the only one we have with revival. So yeah, do not let her die. Alternatively, you could put some revival earrings or necklace or whatever they are. I haven't used them in a while. Oh my god. What are they called? Revival earrings. Yes, I was right. Okay. But yeah, alternatively, you could put revival earrings on her, but I don't bother. As long as you manage everything correctly, you should be okay. I don't sound very confident with that, do I? For Aerith, she is using the Mithril Rod, Force Bracelet, and Circlet. For her materia, she has MP Absorption, Junctioned to Fire, because we're going to be hitting this boss with fire quite a bit. Magic up, HP up, MP up, First Strike, Steadfast Block, Time, and Barrier. So she once again is going to be the main damage dealer here. this fight is essentially a test of patience. You just want to play defensively, and the ghoul hits very hard, but once you recognize its pattern, you can avoid some of its attacks easier. Now, your partner AI is a different story. Normally, I'm pretty complimentary of the teammate AI in this. It is usually pretty good from a defensive standpoint. They don't really do anything offensively. They just kind of walk around. But defensively, they're pretty great at not getting hurt, except in this fight. The levitating debris constantly changing how the battlefield is just too much for them. And once you get to the ghoul's third phase where he's summoning landmines, you're just going to be running I've seen the AI, like, they try and get out the way, but they end up running into one of those bombs, and then the bomb bounces them into another attack, into another attack. Because the ghoul's attacks are, I don't want to say super easy to dodge, but they have long telegraphs. If you get caught by one, there's a good chance you're going to get caught into a loop, and it's just going to bounce you around like a basketball. So you might just want to switch to a different party member if that happens. There's some attacks you need to watch out for. We're going to talk about it, but overall, the fight isn't too bad. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go run and get a drink real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start this. Alright, guys and gals, time to take on the ghoul. Go ahead and skip the cutscene here. So as soon as this fight begins, you want to block. You want to block and just move to the left here. See what Aerith's doing and how she's just stuck there and getting bounced around. That is not what you want to have happen. Anytime you have a teammate get too close to it, just switch to them and run them away. That is what you want to watch out for. That explosion will bounce you in the air, and then it will hit you with a desk, and then you'll land and get screamed at, which stuns you. Go ahead and keep them away now. Here we are. This is the opportunity to hurt it. Just wait, just wait. Here it comes. Now with Aerith, go ahead and toss we'll just do a fire. I like fire is a little quicker, especially in the beginning of the fight. See how much damage that did? So the whole plan here is to quote-unquote chip away at it with Aerith. And you'll get chances. Just play defensively and be smart and avoid the hits as much as you can. And make sure your teammates don't do anything stupid. Go ahead and take out all the damage you can. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Nope, okay. So run away. Don't get greedy. This boss really punishes, see that happens. The scream gets you stuck there, and then now go ahead and switch. You want to try and bait the explosion. See, it just bounces you around, and then you get stun locked, and it's a crafty asshole, but you gotta just keep. Okay, there it is. Now it's shifting. You basically just got to weather the storm, and then you get a chance to hurt it. So with Cloud, let's go ahead, get a regen going. I probably should have done that at first, but the beginning of the fight's intense. You have to be on your guard because it comes at you pretty aggressively. Now go ahead and toss another fire at it, and go ahead and switch to the closest party member. In this case, it's Tifa. We are going to Star Shower. Hurry up and get to Cloud. Pop into Punisher. Pressure. Now roll away. You do not want that to explode on you. I got stuck there. See, the furniture in this fight and the way the characters move. Oh, God. See, and that's what it tries to do. It hits you, makes you land on the little spike, on the little energy strip it lays down. Then you get bounced in the air from that. Then the scream stuns you. It's he's a dick. It knows how to kill you. But as long as you are careful, you should be fine. So let's go ahead and have Cloud heal. And then we're going to go. I don't know why I did Cura. Cura would have been more than good enough there. So, and then for Tifa, let's go ahead and have her do haste on Aerith. No, Cloud. Aerith still has it. And then switch to Aerith. And there is the Ghoul. And go ahead and toss a fire at it. And get to Cloud or whoever is closest. Oh, okay. I think we made it transition phases. Yep, we did. Okay, so now is where you really want to ramp it up on staying on top of your character's health and all of that good stuff. So the first things we need to do is get Cloud to go over here and just kind of chill. If you see Aerith, especially Aerith, get close, switch to her as quick as possible and run away. Same thing with Tifa. Don't get too greedy. You want to approach slowly and try and find an opening. Let's go ahead. Let's do a barrier on Aerith because we can't lose her. If we lose her, the fight's over. Well, that's being dramatic. But, see, that is not what we wanted. Please get out of the way, Aerith. She didn't. See, you got to be. It can be a killer if, okay. Alright, now switch to Aerith. She's going to get a chance to, she really needs to heal. But you saw, that was a good demonstration. That could have went south really quickly had she gotten stuck in the loop of death that this thing can dish out. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop a Fyra on it and then switch to Cloud. The Fyra should pressure it. Nice. And let's go ahead and instead of wasting, because we really need, let's do, see, she runs right up in there. She does not care, and she will cost you fights by doing that if you aren't careful. But it's on the flip side. She just does so much damage. She's amazing. Like I can't be mad at Aerith. It's just kind of how the AI works, and more often than not, it's respectable. See, they try and get away from the screen, but they get stuck on the furniture. Poor Cloud there is just getting pelted. Let's go ahead. Tifa she can put haste on herself. Now these energy ball things will bounce you if you're not blocking, so you got to be careful. Now you can find an opening, and now see, I got too greedy. This thing really punishes combos. Oh no. See, oh no. Alright, that's fine. This is a valuable lesson. I'm actually glad you guys got to see that. Because if you screw up and don't protect your partner AI, the partner AI, it can get bad real quick. It will just keep catching you in a loop of damage and you will be fucked. So let's go ahead. Get back to Aerith, keep her away from that. You can, getting in between them is so hard. See how quick that goes south if you're not careful. Okay. Now that we've got our bearings here a little bit, let's go ahead. Just jump in, get a couple hits, jump out. Don't stick around and get Tifa away from there. Get Aerith away from there too. I know it probably seems tedious to do, and it is in a way, but that's kind of the point. There we are. Now here's our opening. Now very quickly, oh, I did not realize Aerith was even that beat up. Let's go ahead and get Cloud to take care of that. just have her wait around for this thing to pop back up. There it is. Now fire Aga. And go ahead, switch to Tifa. Star Shower. Get Cloud in here to focus thrust. And bang. Now go ahead back to Aerith. Fire Aga. And there it goes. So as you can see, it's got teeth. Normally I try and do a take where no one gets KO'd, but honestly that becomes less and less feasible the further you go into the game, especially with super hard hitting enemies. And it's not a hard fight, but it's not an easy one either. It's definitely above the middle of the pack, I would say. Ghoul can hit, and if you're not careful, and even if you are careful sometimes, honestly, the partner AI is just really bad on that fight. But we got past it, and hopefully, despite that being a somewhat sloppy attempt, you guys kind of got the idea of how to handle that boss fight. Go this way. I think these are of the cerulean variety. No, they're lesser. So yeah, these things aren't bad, but I just went in and I gave I swapped Aerith as fire out for wind, and gave her multiply. And I think I also did the MP absorb on it as well. So she's got some discount casting going on. And these guys aren't too bad. I contemplated not even stopping to show you, but they are different enemies from the ones we have faced thus far. So I figured it was a good idea to at least acknowledge them and go over them. So there you have that. Okay guys, and when you get to here to exit the warehouse, you'll have this bench right here, and then there is a mob on the other side of this door right before the boss fight. It's a pretty large mob, so we'll just go over killing them real quick. As far as gear, just everybody's still set up the same for their materia and all that. Just we have fires now, or we had winds. If you even bothered changing over to wind for the drakes, it's not really worth it, honestly. You could probably just kill them without doing that. But yeah, we're gonna get hit with a few ghosts and some little crab thingies, and just some good old-fashioned burning the monsters should cover us there. Got some MP back, which is clutch. We're gonna need that for the next boss fight. Eligor is a lot of people think Eligor is one of the harder bosses. Once I figured out its shtick, it wasn't too bad. I actually had a harder time with the Ghoul personally. I think the Ghoul's the harder of the two, but a lot of people seem to not be a fan of Eligor either, so maybe it's just me. The Ghoul just hits so hard, man. It does an incredible amount of damage. Like, you don't see another boss that really does that type of damage until the end game. But here we go. So let's just go ahead and drop some fire on these ghosts. Okay. Once it puts that up. Oh, it's immune. Never mind. Sorry about that. Don't listen to me. When it has that up, hit it with them too. Yeah. They can, ghosts hit hard, man. They're like kind of slow, and they don't really, except for the Ghoul. The Ghoul's pretty fast, but they really don't, oh god, these things. Okay, so let's go ahead. Try and blade burst the back one. Nice. Okay. Get rid of that ghost. Good job, Tifa. Fuck off. You probably won't need much help for this fight. That's honestly why I'm not doing a huge explanation for it, but it is worth just noticing or going over, at least, like acknowledging, you know what I mean? Like I can't just ignore it. It's a large enough fight that given the way this guide is structured, I feel required to at least show it. This ghost is being a jerk, guys. He is off of my friends list. Or she could have been a woman, I guess, in the past life. It's kind of hard to tell what gender they are when they're just floating little blobs of ghostiness. Alright, so it's gone now, thankfully. But, took a little bit of pain there, but I'm pretty sure there is a bench coming up. So, I don't care about that. But if there's nothing substantial between now and Eligor, then I will see you guys right before Eligor. Alright guys, here we are at the end of chapter 11, right before the Eligor boss fight. Now, Eligor is, I don't think he's too bad. It's one of those bosses where when you first fight it, you're like, holy hell, this thing's annoying, but once you understand its gimmick and how to exploit it, it isn't too bad. So let's go ahead and get into our gear. So for Cloud, he is rocking Twin Stinger, Chain Bangle, and Healing Carcanet. For his Materia, he's got Magnify, Junctioned to Heal, Prayer, ATB Assist, First Strike, HP Up, Skill Master, Revival, Time, and Barrier. You'll notice I have all three party members equipped with some kind of non-MP healing. That's because Eligor will silence you with one of his attacks, and he likes to throw it pretty regularly. And that can be pretty bad if your only method of healing is, the healing materia. For that reason, we also want to get a lot done in the early part of the fight. It's going to be it's similar to Hell House, how we were buffing ourselves up for the first 30 seconds of the fight and almost completely ignoring the boss itself. So for Tifa, we have Sonic Strikers, because I needed another Materia slot and haven't unlocked the other one on Leather Bracers yet. Force Bracelet and Champion Belt. As far as Materia goes, she has Ice junctioned to Elemental because Eligor is weak against Ice. HP Up, Skill Master, Steadfast Block, HP Up, which should have been over here. Chakra, Poison, Time Materia, and Barrier Materia. So essentially, these are all pretty self-explanatory. Yes, Eligor is, Poison does work on him. I brain farted on how to phrase that for some reason, but yes, he is susceptible. There it is. He is susceptible to poison, and we are going to take full advantage of that. You want to wait, though. There's a specific time you want to do it for its maximum effectiveness. And lastly, I always do Aerith last. I got to switch it up. People are going to start thinking I don't like her or something. Plus, I complain about her all the time. I love Aerith. Don't get me wrong. She is a goddess of sorcery. She's great. Mithril Rod. Actually, do Arcane. Nah, we'll stick with the Mithril Rod. Mithril Rod, Force Bracelet, Circlet. For her Materia, she has Wind, Time, Magic Up, HP Up, Chakra, First Strike, Steadfast Block, AP Absorb, and Ice. And so basically she's going to get some, every time she casts ice, she'll get a little bit back. And the wind materia is for certain situations. When Eligor is flying, you can stagger it using wind, but hopefully we won't even need to do that. It's actually susceptible to stop, so hopefully we can get it to land, hit it with stop, and then dogpile it. Some might be wondering why I gave her chakra and not prayer. That is because Cloud has prayer due to the fact that he also is wearing the healing carcanet, so it will be a more effective prayer. And he's just in general set up to be our healer. Aerith is more like the black mage right now. Cloud's more a white mage tank hybrid, if that makes sense. And yeah, and I think I took Sonic Strikers for Tifa because you get discounted something. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is the setup, and we are going to go ahead and fight Eligor now. So let's get it done. Let's kick this guy's ass and end Chapter 11 in style. Alright, so as soon as the fight begins, run, because he'll do that. And yeah, your other party members are probably going to feel it, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and do regen. Now he's going to do the sweeping gaze, and right after that, oh, actually let's wait and see if we can get his attention. You want to try and bait him into a trample. There it is. And this is relatively easy to dodge, and then you're going to go ahead and have Aerith just cast a quick blizzard at it, because that is a fast spell. And go ahead, get it, there we are, staggered, perfect. So now Tifa is going to go ahead and True Strike it, and then we're going to have Aerith go and cast a Blizzaga on it. And then let's switch back to Cloud. Not with any kind of efficiency because I'm slow, but we switched back. That's all that matters. Okay, so now it's going to go flying into the air, cast Reflect on itself, and just shoot shit at you. Basically what you want to do is use Cloud or Tifa to bait its attacks. See how it's kind of focusing on Cloud. So go ahead and just run around and get its attention, and eventually it's going to stop like it is there. Tifa will be behind it, and you can go ahead and, well, okay. Now you can go ahead and just kind of wail on him. And we're on the lookout for it to land, which it should be doing pretty soon. Yep, here we are. So now go ahead and have at least 2 people cast Stop on it. Probably. There we are. Good stuff. Now let's go ahead, get that going, and then hurry up and have a Blizzara casted on it. You do not want to give this guy a lot of opportunity to do stuff. Oh, camera's bugging out there. Sorry about that. Staggered once again. Perfect. Now we're going to go down to Tifa and have her True Strike it. We're going to have Cloud. We'll build up a couple more bars off him, actually. Cool. And then let's go ahead and have him in Infinity's End. Switch to Aerith. Just get one more bar going and get a Blizzaga on there. And then go ahead and have Tifa once again True Strike. Okay, perfect. And now that we are right here with this, let's go ahead and get a haste going on. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, haste going on Aerith. And then Cloud will also haste himself. Bait it away from your teammates. And here it comes up in the air, so go ahead and switch to somebody like Cloud or Tifa. And it's going to do this little thing. This is its final phase. it fires this beam that is particularly deadly. So go ahead and very quickly start to roll. Yes, good. Now you want to focus on the wheel here, while also watching your back, because it's going to, you'll see these little glyphs appear on the ground, and that is it trying to hit you with a very, very high damaging spell. Go ahead and do Bioaga now. And let's go ahead and also have Aerith cast, oh, no. Have Aerith cast Stop. Nice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go for the right wheel. And the left wheel as well. And with a focused thrust, almost got it. Just stay on top of him. You cannot, I cannot stress to you, you just got to pulverize this thing. You cannot give it a chance to, and let's double Unbridled Strength. Tifa. Cloud should have a second bar here soon. Yes, we'll go ahead and Infinity's End with him. Aerith can go ahead and do a Blizzaga. And Tifa can do one more Unbridled Strength for Rise and Fall. And there it goes. That is Eligor, guys. I really don't think he's as bad as the Ghoul, because your teammates are actually competent during this fight and don't just get their ass handed to them. But you know, that's neither here nor there. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, so that is how you beat Eligor, and we are done chapter 11. We are on to chapter 12. What's up, guys? And here we are on chapter 12 of my Final Fantasy VII hard mode guide. This is a pretty, for us, this is going to be a pretty short chapter because a lot of it is cutscenes and walking. So I'm just going to, as per usual, highlight most of the fights. You know, might not get to every single one, but I'm going to cover the difficult ones and general strategies for getting past them. Yeah, and here we go for Materia setup. And, well, gear and Materia. But Cloud is exactly the same as we had him before the Eligor fight. Chain Bangle, Healing Carcanet, blah, blah, blah. Tifa, I went ahead and gave her the Cog Bangle back, because we don't need the extra Materia slot for this fight coming up. We got another fight against the Phantoms coming up, for those of you that are curious. And yeah, so the Elemental, HP up, Steadfast Block. I gave her Refocus for a little stat boost. Time, Barrier, Ice, and Ice Junctioned to Elemental. This isn't necessary. I mean, it was already on there, and there was no real need to take it off, I felt like. For Aerith, we have Lightning, Time, Magic up, HP up, Chakra for Strike, Steadfast Block, and MP Absorption Junctioned to Lightning. Now, this is going to be the last fight we actually have Aerith for a while, so go crazy with her MP. Do not, you can empty out her MP if you want to. There will be a little scene later in the chapter where you run through town looking for Marlene, but you actually don't do any fighting during that, so I'm going to completely skip it. This is the last fight we're going to have Aerith for another two chapters, 3 chapters, something like that. So let's go ahead and enjoy that. Again, we got a Spectre fight coming up. I'm not the biggest fan of these. They're just boring. They're just these floating damage sponge things that just stun lock you. Well, the one is the enigmatic one. The rest aren't really damage sponges, but the enigmatic one is. And yeah, they just stun lock you and fucking do the gravity. He casts gravity during this, as you'll see, and Gravity's really annoying in this one to try and get away from. All kinds of stuff to just make this confrontation not very exciting. And it's not dangerous either. I mean, if you fall asleep at the wheel, it can kill you because it can do a surprising amount of damage when you're like least expecting it. But that's why we still have Cloud kitted out for healing. We don't want to use too much of his MP because we are going to need him to do a lot of casting this level, especially in the immediate area coming up after this fight, as you will see. So try and rely on prayer and chakra mainly for your healing here, unless things get really, really desperate. I'm talking like multiple people are about to die. And here come, go ahead and skip this. Okay. So as soon as this fight starts, we're going to go ahead and go to Aerith and have her haste herself. Aerith's important in this fight because pretty much the only reliable way I've seen of building up the enigmatic Spectre stagger bar is to hit it with spells when it is in the middle of doing an attack. And it still barely moves. Yeah, see the impales don't really do that much. They're just kind of in the way. Alright, so the enigmatic one. Unfortunately, Aerith doesn't have a bar. That is fine. Let's just go ahead and hit it. This is kind of a grindy fight. Like you might just have to you pretty much just have to brute strength your way through it. It's annoying, but it is what it is. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Let's go ahead and switch to Tifa, because I actually like her aerial attacks a little bit more than I do Cloud's. The Spectres can be a little annoying to try and see through, so if you want to use Lock 1 to locate the purple one, there it is, okay. So it's about to do an attack. Let's go to Aerith and Thundara it. I picked Thundara instead of Thundaga because it's a little faster. See that tiny little smidgen of effect on its stagger bar? Yeah, that's what we're working with. Now, fortunately, you actually don't have to stagger it, or you don't even have to beat it, honestly. You just have to get its stagger bar almost full, and then, like, right before it actually hits the point where it would stagger, you're going to, it's going to end. Mercifully end. God, I hate these fights. Like I said, they're just boring. Like, this is... I just don't like the Spectres. I don't like their story. I don't like anything about them. I don't like fighting them. Yeah, I don't like them. So we're going to go ahead and Thundara him while he is doing that. And as you can see, this is clearly the most exciting fight in Final Fantasy history. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably doing a lot of complaining. You guys are probably sitting there like, shut the fuck up. I love Spectres. They are great. Spectres are one of the coolest additions I have ever seen to a story. I wish there were Spectres in every aspect of my life. The only thing as good as Spectres are the demon trains in Kingdom Hearts 3. I love the demon train. There wasn't enough demon train fights in my opinion. Fighting that thing like 16 times in one game wasn't nearly enough. A fight that cool and engaging deserves to happen at least 30 times in one game. Sarcasm detected. Yes, in case you were wondering, I absolutely loathe the Demon Train fights in Kingdom Hearts 3. The Demon Train was, without a doubt, just an absolute grindy. It's a lot like this. Well, this isn't that bad. I should actually. That's kind of mean. The Spectres aren't nearly as annoying as the Demon Train. The Demon Train was a cursed piece of shit. Although you do fight the Spectres get to the other side of the bench. Oh crap, I forgot to use a spell there when it did flood. Oh well. That's how it is. You fall asleep because of the monotony of this. And then it gets you when you're not paying attention. Yeah, I don't like Cloud's. Cloud's aerial attacks are good, but I like Tifa's more, I should say. They're just faster. Ah, shit. Wrong person. Try and get there, but we are almost there. Yeah, if any of you guys know a faster way to deal with these dudes, please let me know in the comments. There it is. Please let me know in the comments. I don't claim to be the end-all be-all expert with this game, and some of these strategies I show you, while all of them will work, I never claim that they're necessarily the most efficient ones, just that they are easy to pull off. So yeah, if you know any better way for anything, don't hesitate to speak up. I'm not gonna take it personally or be offended by it, by a suggestion. Now, of course, if you're coming at it like, dude, you're a fucking scrub at this game, you suck, why do you even have a YouTube channel, then okay, I might, I probably won't even respond to that. But if you do offer a good suggestion that is well-meaning, I'll probably go ahead and add it to the edits and errors section of the video, which is always in the comment section, by the way. Just always check. I usually pin it at the top of the comments, but it's any errors or screw-ups that I made throughout the recording process, I like to put there so you guys are aware of them and they can be corrected. So let's go ahead and skip this while I'm rambling. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and change over our weapons and materia a little bit. Take a quick fast forward into the future, and I'll let you guys know what I'm working with. Alright guys, we're back. So as far as materia and equipment, Cloud, who is by himself now, is rocking Mithril Saber, Chain Bangle, and Circlet. His materia is First Strike, Skill Master, ATB Stagger, Steadfast Block, Chakra, Magic Up, Magnify, and Fire. So there are... go ahead and cop a seat real quick. So there are some pretty annoying enemies in this section of the map. The one particular one is the helicopter Shinra security. They can do a lot of damage, they can stun lock you with their shooting attacks, and they're just in general a pain. There are a couple ways you can deal with them in melee, but you're usually fighting more than one, and without the benefit of Barret to help you, like you will later in the game when you're fighting them, Barret just tears them up if you junction fire an element to his weapon. But with Cloud, who unfortunately isn't particularly great at flying enemies, we're going to go ahead and just nuke them with fire. It might seem like I'm burning through a lot of MP, and you do want MP for the end fight against Rude and Reno. However, a lot of this chapter is just cutscenes and walking. So basically, once you get past this stretch of enemies on the stairs, your next fight is Rude and Reno, and there's just a big cutscene in between. So it's not, and we can always junction MP up and all of that stuff. And if you're really worried about it, you can always go into your MP, and instead of having, I would say, I guess I would get rid of ATB Stagger and Skill Master, and you can put on Fire with MP Absorb. I don't do that because I want to be able to get that ATB recharge rate really high and just clear out the enemies as quick as possible. But, it's an option in case that's what you'd feel more comfortable doing. So let's go ahead and right here. So this first mob, again, just a fire right in the center. And that should clear 3 of them. Cool. So go ahead and just get in Punisher, and this guy should be hitting us. Okay, guess not. Alright, alright. This guy... the game likes to make me look dumb, because when I was practicing getting through this part, the guy, he threw a punch at me, I swear to God, like 7 times in a row. And out of those 7, I probably got hit by it 6, because I was just like, oh, okay, you know, it was just kind of fucking around. Go ahead. Make sure you're breaking every box. That's another thing. We can be a little more liberal with how we use the MP, because there is a lot of crates in this area. But yeah, fucking guy, and these guys up here. Fucking guy hit me like 6 out of 7 times, because I wasn't like, you know, I was just fucking around, and that wasn't the particular attack I was prepared for. Wow. I've never seen a shield do that. Just stand up perfectly straight like that. So he hits me like 6 times, and then when I'm finally recording, he doesn't throw a punch, he shoots me. Now, this game is a troll sometimes. And no crates. Oh, I went around the back there because I was checking for crates. You can just ignore the boxes, honestly, unless you... There are some that have items in it, so I guess I shouldn't be telling you to ignore them, but that's what I'm doing. Go ahead. No, Biggs. I won't, Biggs. Yeah, we can skip this. That's right. It's hard to tell the difference between cutscenes and you know, in game sometimes. It's a pretty seamless transition there. All right, so I'll go ahead and run around this way. Just going to show you how to get through this area, especially for when the helicopter soldiers start popping up. And then once it switches to Aerith, I'm going to skip really far ahead, and I'm going to skip all the stuff Aerith does pretty much, because there's no fighting in any of it. Okay, so here you'll run into the first helicopter enemies. So these guys suck, and I just delete them with a fire aga. Again, I know that probably seems like mildly excessive, but these guys will absolutely fucking annoy your day. They're the worst. I'm just gonna say it. They're very, very annoying, and they might be, in my opinion, the strongest Shinra thing, like as far as Shinra enemies, like soldiers and shock troopers and all that. I think they're better than elite shock troopers. And I definitely think they're better than soldiers. Soldier candidates, or whatever they are, really aren't all that. But those helicopter things, man, they suck. Nice. With fire, you can demagnify it sometimes and still get the group of them, because it's like an explosion. But, yeah. Alternatively, you can also hit those helicopter guys with wind. And it's actually pretty funny when you do, because they just start, like, spinning around in place. The reason I'm not doing that is wind is time released, so you really have to... It's better to do that when you have Barrett or someone who can, like, maintain their attention. Like, even Tifa, Cloud is just particularly bad at hitting enemies in the air, given his, like, swings and the types of combos he does. He completely destroys enemies on the ground, but enemies in the air are not his strong suit at all. That is very clearly Barrett and Aerith territory. Now, I am a little beat up, but it's not a huge deal. I think we transition to Aerith after this part, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and see. Load screen, good old load screen. I've been cutting a lot of those out. Yeah, we're Aerith. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. I mean, well, I can't literally skip ahead. I have to play through this part. But there's nothing really here. She just runs through town looking for Marlene. There's no fights or anything like that. And I will go ahead and return once, I think once Cloud and Tifa meet up. Yeah, I know it goes back to Cloud after Aerith gets caught by Shinra. And then you play with him and Tifa again. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. What's up, guys? And here we are. This is right after Marlene and Aerith get captured by Shinra. I just wanted, let me make some adjustments here while I point something out to you. So if you'll notice with Cloud, I only have 88 MP now, and when we last left off with him, I had 91. The reason for that is I ran into this very odd glitch with Marlene and Aerith where I basically I went through and rescued her, and I made a save right when they were walking towards the door, but for whatever reason, they stopped moving after I made that save. I reloaded the save, and they still couldn't move. So yeah, they were just stuck there, not moving. The thumbstick would work. I mean, when I'd go into the menu, it would let me move around the menu using it. But when I was trying to escape with them, they weren't moving. There was nothing I could do to get them to move. So unfortunately, I had to go back and replay through a good bit. I mean, I can't say a good bit, but I had to basically play through the section where you solo as Cloud again, and I used a little more MP this time because something dumb happened against one of the mobs of Shinra security. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. I didn't want anyone to see that and think I was like trying to be, I don't know, sneaky or something. I mean, not that gimping myself 3 MP is really preferable. You can see he's a little beat up too. Like I said, there was things happened. We're going to go ahead and actually have Tifa cast a heal on him. So now that we have Tifa in the party and she has Sonic Strikers, which is going to let us cast some discount heals, we're going to try and have her take over the bulk. Not the bulk, but a good portion of the casting duty. Basically, the enemies we're going to run into are either going to be weak against fire or electricity. So we want to use that to our advantage. And don't worry about the helicopter. I hate these sequences because you can't block and your character doesn't move any faster despite there being a helicopter thing shooting it. It's going to happen again on level 15, I think, with the Valkyrie. But when you're running around the map like this, I could be wrong about this, but I'm like 90% sure based off what I've seen. The helicopter can't actually kill you. It can only take you down to 1 HP. And then pretty much as soon as the next fight starts, you'll die if you don't heal. So what you want to do if that does happen, like if it dings you up too bad, always have First Strike equipped and then just hurry up and do Chakra or something like that as soon as the fight begins to avoid dying. And this group over here of Slug Rays, we're going to hopefully have Tifa destroy them. Tifa isn't going to need to do much casting for the boss. Yeah, cool. Tifa isn't going to need to do much casting for the boss fight coming up. So you can be pretty free about using up her MP. I would leave her with a little bit so she can still haste herself and all that when stuff's going down. But, you know, don't hold back. These mobs are on this level are surprisingly dangerous. Like I said, the helicopter guys are... You have the helicopter shooting you, which damages you. You have the hella troopers, which are just... Fuck those guys. And then you actually run into some turrets and some shock troopers. Like, there's a good bit of shit going on in this level. So, we kind of just want to go ahead and have Cloud do his Fyra. Fyra will hurt these guys just like, you know, any spell would hurt them. Oh my god, I hate it when that happens. Okay, we'll go ahead and just do a quick thunder. There we are. To try and interrupt it. And as you can see, this level is very generous as far as Mako shards. Mako shards. I always say it wrong. I say everything wrong, so that's not really like a new thing. I mean, I'm the fucking guy who took like half of the series of his Let's Play / walkthrough / whatever to say Carcanet correctly. Ow! See what I'm saying? And so these guys, just go ahead and fire them. Oh, this has been so sloppy. Hey, cool, double Mako shards. And don't bother going this way because it just takes you to a fight that you don't really want to bother with. I mean, it's easy. It's just a few of the shock ray things, but why bother with it? I think there is a chest back there, but there's no crates. So, yep. See you later, suckers. Okay, so you're gonna get to this point right here where you'll see the two riot shield guys. This mob is this is one of the few times the helicopter can kill you because you enter a long combat sequence, and it will, there's like a break. You kill these two guys, then the helicopter comes down over there and starts shooting you, and yeah, it's not good. So like I said, I had the thing with the bug happen, so I had to replay. I don't remember if I had you guys equipping Steadfast Block already or not, but just make sure you do because it's very important for this part. And go ahead, we're going to run up in here. I forgot to heal Cloud, which is okay because Tifa doesn't have anything to do right now anyway. So let's go ahead and go to her and just drop a little cure on there. Perfect. Now immediately turn towards here. Now you can kind of use that steel beam in front as cover, but yeah, hold down that block button and just, you're gonna have to just wait. It unfortunately will only shoot at the controlling player, which is annoying, but it gives you a chance to hide. Let's go ahead. It looks like we're safe. Let's chakra to get some health back and then go back on that block button. Okay, so here comes the Helitrooper. And just be patient. And with Aerith, we can go ahead and... she only has fire. I didn't equip a high level one to her. That sucks. Okay. And for this guy, go ahead and also fire. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, there they go. Now immediately switch to the closest one to the Grenadier and just beat the shit out of it. Grenadiers aren't particularly tough, but they can do a lot of damage. So that is Dangerous Mob A, and then there's another semi-dangerous mob up here. It starts off as a elite shock trooper and 2 turrets, and then after you defeat them, 2 helitroopers will come in. And it's annoying. So let's go ahead in here and immediately just fire Aga this clown because fuck him, he needs to go. With Tifa, let's go ahead and do a Thundara. And that takes out one of the turrets. And then go ahead and turn. You can ignore the other turret because honestly, well, not ignore it, I mean you will have to deal with it eventually, but the shock trooper is more important to deal with. Go ahead and do a thunder just to stun it. There is the yep, helitroopers are making their presence known already, so there goes that. And then have Cloud fire Raga the helitroopers, and hopefully I guess he didn't do it. Yeah, sometimes you can fuck up their spell casting if you switch to them while they're in the middle of doing it. And let's go ahead and get a fire going. Cool. Yeah, those Hella Troopers can do some damage. It definitely behooves you to get rid of them as quick as you can. You can, alternatively, if you want to try and get fancy, when they fly in, basically you use steadfast block to eat their shots, and then when they fly in, you switch to Punisher, or you do a Punisher block, or do a counter stance when you see them swoop in, and you can do a lot of damage to them that way. But I don't. You just blow them up with Fire Aga, and then they die. Or if they aren't dead, they're like one hit away from being dead. Without Barrett, those things are just annoying. With Barrett, they are nowhere near as bad. You'll see. You're gonna see in some chapters coming up, we run into them again, and Barrett with Elemental and Fire just he just makes them his fucking bitch. Like there is no other way to put it. He decimates them. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna watch Jesse die and be really sad. And then we've got Reno and Rude coming up. That is the next thing. So we'll go ahead and fast forward to that. Hey guys, here we are just before the boss fight with Reno and Rude. This is it's a spicy boss in some spots. They're very aggressive and they hit pretty hard. But as long as you use the right strategery, you have a pretty good chance of getting by successfully, unless something really disastrous happens. So let me go ahead and start over my equipment. You're going to want to equip Barrett because we get him back in the middle of the fight. So for Cloud, we have a setup that if you've been watching this guide, you're probably used to seeing me use at this point. Twin Stinger, Chain Bangle, and Healing Carcanet. Excuse me. Healing Junction to Magnify, MP up, HP up, Skill Master, First Strike, Time, Poison, and Prayer. This is another bosses, it's two of them, that are susceptible to poison. So really, general rule of thumb is if a boss is susceptible to poison, you want to use poison on it. That's just the way that goes. And yep, Cloud's going to be on healing and buff duty. Actually, I can probably, let's go ahead and swap Prayer. What I got? Time and Poison. Let's go ahead and swap Prayer for Barrier. So I should be okay with just healing. So yeah, instead of Prayer there, let's go ahead and put Barrier. I've done this fight a few times, but I see this method seems to work well, but I'm still, as with all of my strategies and tactics, I'd never claim for them to be the 100% perfect way of beating the fight, just a relatively easy to understand and replicate way of beating the fight. So for Tifa, we have Feathered Gloves, Force Bracelet, and Champion Belt. She is using Barrier, Revival, First Strike, HP up, Steadfast Block, Refocus, Chakra, and Time. Again, her job is mainly going to be dishing out buffs. I gave her Revival. Everybody except Cloud gets Revival because they both have more HP than he does. HP is important in this fight because, like I said, they can do a lot of damage. And there are some area of effect attacks which the partner AI isn't always great at dodging those, so you do want to kind of prepare for that. Keep that in mind. And lastly, the big dog himself, Barrett. We've got Big Bertha, Supreme Bracer, Champion Belt, and he will be using Revival, Barrier, Steadfast Block, ATB Assist, ATB Stagger, Provoke, HP Up, and Chakra. I am torn on the Provoke because we're actually going to be playing as Barrett for most of the fight, so I feel like it's kind of a waste. But it's on there as just in case measure. And of course, Big Bertha plus a HP up automatically gives you the flush of 9s for the health bar. And we're going to need that because Barrett is going to be the primary distraction force for Reno and Rude. So general strategy for this fight is you want to use Barret to kind of kite them away from Cloud and Tifa. With Cloud and Tifa's abilities to regenerate AP as rapidly as they can, and along with haste, they should be fine as far as having enough ATB to cast abilities throughout the fight. And with Barret distracting the two Turks for us, we'll get a good number of openings for like Tifa to drop in Star Shower. You're gonna see Star Shower as a fucking MVP this fight. It's a great power to use normally anyway, but in this fight it really shines because you get a lot of nice, good openings that you can use the whole thing. And as far as things to watch out for, the second, in my opinion, the most dangerous phase is actually Reno's second phase. A lot of people will probably say that the two of them together is the most dangerous phase. And yes, it does have some bite to it because the idea will be to try and kill one of them as quick as we can. And if you can't, they will start spamming their Turk combo, which can hurt. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still not the end of the world if they start doing that to you, because there is a way we can deal with it as long as we can deal with it as long as we just stick with the strategy of using Barret to kite and keeping him healed. You also do need to make sure that Barret's health is constantly being refilled, or at least close to topped off as possible. Anyway, that is enough of my rambling. You guys probably came here to see it in action, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll go up here and just skip this cutscene. We can also skip this second cutscene because we don't need to go into the menu. So as soon as this fight starts, run away, because this is another one where you're getting swung on as soon as you come out of the cutscene. Like so. Bang. Okay, so with this, we want to go ahead and have Tifa. Let's see if we can get Tifa close enough. That's sketchy. I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and have Cloud regen everyone. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't do it. So you're going to see here, Reno does... Here's one. Okay, so when he does that attack, after he comes out of it, he'll actually be crouched for a few seconds. And this is a great time to use Star Shower. Unfortunately, she got knocked back, but that's okay. There we go. We got one in, and now let's go ahead and have Barret cast Barrier on himself. And next, but certainly... actually, we'll go back to Cloud. Go back to Cloud. Okay. And that's the kind of thing you want to be careful about. Get that Omnis Strike off. And let's try another Star Shower. Back to Barret. See if we can kind of hold him in place. Yeah, there we go. And you see, he really doesn't do that much damage to Barret. When he commits to a move like that, like if he starts doing the triple shot, you can just go ahead and like focus thrust him, because he'll be stuck in place. There's two moves he does that he stands in place for a little bit afterward. Let's go ahead and get a focused shot from Barret. Cool. And again, as long as he... sorry if you guys can hear that motorcycle outside. That's just my luck. This episode has been such a troll to me. I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, screw it. There's a motorcycle in the background. It can get you guys immersed into the experience of hearing the Midgar streets. Okay, so here we are. Let's see if we can get to Tifa real fast. She should get a bar here soon. I didn't put haste on her, much to my shame. I guess let's go ahead and have her haste herself, because, yeah, you don't get... Reno's a hoppity little fucker, so you don't get too many chances to do it. And when he does give you a chance... Okay, so he does beat down there. Cool. This will be a chance for us. Let's go ahead and have Cloud. Tifa is just not getting it done right now. There we go. And then we'll have Barret focus shot. Okay, cool. It's actually, I guess, kind of a good thing, because this part we want her to have Star Shower going if possible, because the pyramid is I can't skip this. That's right. The pyramid is pretty dangerous, and it will do a lot of damage to you, even to Barret, if you don't get it destroyed quickly. That's why I said it's the most dangerous part of the fight. For this, just run over, and embarrassingly enough, you actually have to manually pull Cloud and Tifa away as well. Otherwise, they will just stand there and get hit like absolute geniuses. So let's go ahead to Cloud here, and let us get a barrier on Barret again. Again, you want to try and keep Barret topped off. Alright, now have Barret run over here first, because he's going to cast Pyramid, and you want to make sure it's getting aimed at you. There you are. Now you can kill it before it grabs somebody, but it is pretty hard to do. So let's go ahead. Oh, we got an opening. We got an opening. Run, run, run. Okay, so let's get Tifa in here. I should be alright. Star Shower it. I don't think Triple Shot will interrupt it. Nice. See that? Star Shot breaks it instantly. And that is good. That is very good. That is the most dangerous part of the fight, guys and gals. Okay, now let's go ahead and focus shot. We can go ahead and start recycling all of our haste as well, because it looks like Tifa's the only one that actually has it right now. So for Cloud, he's going to go ahead and haste himself. And then, now that he is committed to Triple Shot, and I think Tifa's right next to him, there we go. Get a Star Shower in there, Tifa. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And haste and no, he needs haste. Okay, so we'll go to Cloud. Have Cloud haste Barret. And again, as you can see, Barret is just an absolute fucking beast when it comes to taking damage. He is just, he is figuratively a dump truck and literally a dump truck. Okay, so this sucks. It's no bueno when I didn't do poison. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I'm so bad at this game. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Reno will try and interrupt you. See if we can get Star Shower going. Oh, okay. I guess the bomb interrupted it. Alright, so one of the things that you got, I'm really dumb and should have done sooner, but I guess this will help us waiting a little bit, because it seems to run out a lot. But Bioaga, you definitely want to get him poisoned. Oof, Barret is a little hurt there, a little more hurt than I'd like. That's fine. Just go ahead and, hey, cool. Good job, Cloud, thanks. And let's go ahead and get regen going too. And that's the name of the game, is just to keep Barret healthy and keep his sorry, I brain farted there, getting distracted shooting, rude. You just want to keep Barret's health as close to topped off as you can, and be careful, because like I said, they do hit hard. They have some attacks, but we're pretty much past the hard part, the really hard part. The pyramid's the only thing that scares me, honestly. The two of them together are mildly intimidating, but you'll see. We're loaded up on ATB, so we're gonna make sure we try not to let this stick around for too long. So as soon as it comes out of this little cutscene, show them two showing their bromance, we're gonna go ahead and run back. Okay, that's, again, it's fine if Barret gets hit. What we want is, you see how both of them are distracted now. We're gonna go ahead and Star Showered Reno, and then we're gonna go ahead and Star Shower Rude, and then Cloud is going to go ahead and cast Bioaga on Rude, and then Barrett's going to go back to being a Chad. Okay, and I guess for Cloud, let's just focus thrust at Reno, see if we can break that. Okay, that's good. Now back to Barrett. Being this close, we might be able to get a charging uppercut on one of them. Yeah, we'll do that. Ah, boo. Okay, that's fine. And now we need to go back and make sure we heal. I can do a Cura. Alright, focus thrust. Oof. They really like, he really likes using that that bound attack this run through. I think in all my times practicing it, he's probably used it already as much as he did in all the practice sessions before. This game knows when I'm recording. It really does. There is no doubt in my mind. And just go ahead and try and stay away from Rude's advances. Alright, and this is what I've been trying to line up, is a Star Shower whenever he does that. And there goes Reno, so we can go ahead and go back to Barrett. Go ahead and Chakra. Now, without Reno, you don't got to worry about any of the Turk two-step stuff. We actually lucked out there. That was we had Reno use his bind attack on us repeatedly, and go ahead and Star Shower. Star Shower is very effective. Switch back to Barrett though, because you don't want him to interrupt it, and enemies in this game can interrupt you very easily unless you're Barrett. Did it follow me? Oh, okay. No, that's fine. And see, look how Barrett just takes that damage. He does not give a fuck. Go ahead and haste Barrett, and we will follow that up with a focus shot, and then now that he is pressured, have Tifa Star Shower. Nice. Nice. Oh, right next to each other too. That was good. Okay. That worked out. Nice job, guys. But yeah, as you can see, that is a pretty easy fight as long as you use the correct method. You just keep pulling them away from your other two characters, from Tifa and Cloud with Barrett. Barrett is the one you want taking most of the damage. And just use the command menu to have Tifa and Cloud occasionally cast spells. And then with Tifa in particular, you definitely want to do Star Shower repeatedly. That cutscene always gets me too. Like, you're telling me all the dead-on accurate shots Barrett fires and he misses there. And I know the fate things are there trying to stop him from hitting, but I mean, before they even showed up, unless they were just invisible and they're the reason he missed, I don't know. I also don't buy him just one-hit KOing Tifa like that. I mean, Rude is a badass, but I don't know. But, you know, the plate needed to drop. It had to happen. So we're going to go ahead and pick this back up in the next chapter. I'm probably going to skip ahead after, like, talking to Aerith's mom and all that right before we get to the tunnel. So, or where the, like, road collapses and we are split up. So I will see you guys then. And, yeah, thanks for... This is going to be the end of this episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope it was helpful.